Hello, my friends, Jill here. It gives me great pleasure to be able to do a cooking demo for you today. We're going to make a Japanese cucumber salad, and I'm going to show you how to use your mandolin. If you don't have one, then you have to get one. If you have one and you don't know what to do with it, then this is going to be a really great place to start. So all we need today is a few ingredients. Number one, have your mandolin, and you can kind of figure out, we've got different settings on the mandolins. So this one has, it was not well cleaned the last time we cleaned it from our sweet potato fries the last time. So it's got some little kind of matchstick, like a matchstick fry setting that we use for sweet potato fries. It has more of a longer, bigger, what I call fry setting. And then as we turn it, you can have it be slices, and you can do different widths of slices. It says anywhere from 0 millimeters to 9 millimeters. I don't really know what that looks like. I just know thin slice and thick slice. And so you can kind of give it a test and do a slice and then see if you want it thinner or thicker, okay? But this is going to save you so much time. So all we need is a cucumber. I have not peeled it. It's gonna be thin sliced. It's not gonna taste weird to have the skin on it. And so I'm keeping the skin on for color. And then I have a sweet Vidalia onion, okay? And that's all we need. We just need it to be the right size that it can fit on there. And so that's all that's going to be in it. Then we've got our sauce. We've got actually some sesame seeds, and it's up to you if you want to just have them raw, if you want to toast them in a pan first, totally up to you. And then we've got our sweet and our savory. So we've got some rice wine vinegar and some low sodium soy sauce. You can use salt, Himalayan pink sea salt if you want, or you can use the soy sauce. I just have the soy sauce today, so that I had two fun things to mix together. And then I always recommend something, whether it's tongs or a spoon, to mix it up. I find it easier to mix it up with the tongs because you can kind of grab it and they don't stick together. And then I always store my food in glass. So this one is glass lock. I also have Snapware, and both of them are great. They are airtight. They've got little plastic lids, but this will keep your food fresher longer, okay? And this should stay a few days to a week in your fridge once you make your salad. The second thing, I call this the hat, is this is going to protect you from slicing your fingers off. So it goes on the food, and that way you don't have to worry. You can go nice and fast, and you don't have to worry. Sometimes I don't use it when I have a longer vegetable. So let's get to slicing, all right? So we're gonna test it first, okay? I've got my cucumber here. I'm doing a couple just test slices, and you know, the cucumbers, they can get flimsy once they've been sitting in the dressing for a while. So sometimes you may not want them too thin, but I could maybe even make these a little bit thinner. And you know, the nice thing about this is I don't think I could do uniform slices with a knife. Definitely not. So you gotta go fast when you're using your mandolin. It's got your nice handle. It's got some feet in the back so that it stays nice and upright. Let's show you what these ones are looking like. They are beautiful, uniform slices. That's gonna work out really well. You can use any kind of cucumber you want, pickling cucumbers. They've got the Kirby's, you've got English cucumbers. This is just a cucumber. I don't know what this one's called. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Sometimes it gets stopped up a little bit. With this, I'm pretty confident I'm not getting too close to my fingers. If I want, when I get towards the end, I might just stop and eat that separately, right? Okay, so let's see how our cucumbers are doing here. So, and I have another one in the fridge, so I'm just gonna do one for right now. But if I was entertaining, then I could do more than that. Okay, so we're gonna put those in, and then we're gonna go to our onion. You know what I wanna do is, I've got a paper towel here. The cucumbers were a little wet, so I'm just gonna wipe it down. We're gonna go away from the blade, not at the blade. Okay, so now we're gonna get to our onion. With the onion, I'm a little less confident in my finger space, so I'm gonna take my hat and I'm gonna just pop it on there. And again, you gotta go nice and quick. We've got these nice onion slices. They look beautiful. I might try making them a little bit thinner. Actually, I might cut them in half at the end so that they don't stay in full circles. I'm gonna make this a little bit thinner, so I'm just gonna bring it up, 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 and let's test it again, okay? Yeah, this is thinner. I like these ones better, right? So let's go with that. Thickness, we're gonna keep going until we can't go anymore. And you'll find that as you get farther down, you can snap this all the way down, still hanging on. And then when you kind of start hitting the thing, that's good enough, okay? So let's get our onions in there. So you can see I don't really want this part in there. I'm gonna take this out. Good. Mandoline, super easy to wash. A little soap, a little bit of water. Done. Very simple. All right, let's put our onions in. I think for this, I'm gonna put maybe half of these. I am gonna chop this. Whoop. We're just gonna chop these so that they don't stay in rings. And then I'm gonna put, not all of it in, because we didn't do all the cucumber I had, so I'm gonna save some of this for later, for another recipe, or for if I make more. And so we're putting this in. So let me move this over for you so you can see. So here we go, we've got our ingredients. I'm gonna toss a little bit of sesame seeds on top of there. I don't know if they really taste like much, but they give it a nice look, a nice effect. We're gonna take our rice wine vinegar, and again, you can always add more stuff, but you can't really take it away. So we're gonna put a little of that. Rice wine vinegar is very strong. It's got a very vinegary taste and it's very sweet. That's why it's nice to have the soy sauce to kind of balance it out. But again, soy sauce can be very salty. So just put a little bit in, figure it out. And this is one of those salads that is gonna be so much better if it sits in the fridge for a little bit. And you know, these, onions and cucumbers are gonna create a little bit of water on their own too. So my suggestion is don't eat it right now. Let it sit in the fridge, let it kind of marinate, and then you eat it later, okay? And so here we go. Good, good. You see how this is good? Beautiful, right? Amazing, easy. That took us, less than 5 minutes, and it's gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge. We're gonna lock it in airtight. I hope you enjoy your cucumber salad. Get yourself a mandoline, have fun, be careful of your fingers, and I will see you in the next cooking demo. Bye. Okay, I have to admit to you, I tasted it and it was so delicious that I actually did use the rest of the onion and a second cucumber, but I only used half of it because it started to look like a lot. So I then made it a thicker slice, and I cut some cucumbers for my son Jackson for when he gets home from soccer. He's gonna love that they're ready for him and cut, and I'm telling you, if there's vegetables that are cut, kids will eat them. Another one that he really loves is when I'll slice some red peppers or yellow or orange. Any kind of peppers, bell peppers, he loves those. So as long as you slice them and they look cute, your kids will eat them. So good luck.